Hey guys, it's Hunter from Coyote CrossFit 2717. I was just sitting here talking with Coaches Meredith and Caleb, and Meredith was talking about diet, and she had a couple of really interesting points. So I figured we'd shoot her and get a little interview with her and talk about diet and what's helped her. So Meredith, why don't you just kind of tell us your backstory on your diet and your history and your struggles and all that?
Yeah, so back when I was in high school, I was about 25 pounds heavier than I am now. A lot of people talk about how they wish they had their high school body back, but I would never dream of going back to where I was. And CrossFit is a lot of the reason why I am where I am today. But when I first started CrossFit, I tried to out-train my bad diet. And I was trying to eat what I still wanted to eat and thinking that, well, if I eat this and then go do that workout, then I'm working it off. But I found out the hard way that you can't really do that because my body wasn't changing. So finally I made the change and bought into tracking what I ate. And basically all I do is make sure that I'm getting the correct amount of calories and the correct amount of macronutrients, and my body transformed itself just by watching and doing that. My body started to change like I had never seen it change before. Even though I'd worked out, I felt like my whole life I wasn't able to achieve the body that I really wanted. And so by just doing that day after day and staying consistent with that, all of a sudden my body became the way that I wanted it to always be. And so I was just talking to them about how much freedom it is to actually be able to control your body and make it look the way that you've always dreamed it to be.
Yeah, I think you said something about how when you have that structure in place, you don't feel bad about going and having a cookie or having a cheat meal or whatever, because you know what you need to do to get back on track. And there's a whole lot of freedom in that. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Exactly. When I want to have a cookie, I eat the cookie.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like those cravings for those types of foods start to slowly go away because I'm giving my body what it needs, so it's not craving things like, cookies or whatever. And then I know if I eat it, that my stomach's not going to feel so hot later, so it's not even worth it anymore. And I know that sounds crazy coming from somebody who has loved sweet things. I mean, I could eat a whole bag of Sister Schubert rolls at one time. But for now, it's just so much more freeing to know that I could do that and still make my body look the way that I want it to look. And I don't have to feel like I'm comparing my body to other people's because I'm finally comfortable in the skin that I'm in.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest takeaway more than anything, is it's giving you the confidence that you always struggled to get before now. And so a couple big takeaways I hear. Number one, you just started tracking and started becoming aware of what you were eating. And then that gave you the freedom and the flexibility to have those cheat meals and eat the bad things if you wanted to, because you knew what you needed to do to get back on track. So by tracking and being aware and being regimented and putting your food in every single day, it gives you the freedom to have the diet that you want to have when you go out to a birthday party or whatever.
Absolutely. And I will say too, it takes time. There's a learning curve with everything, and it's a lifestyle change. So give it a shot, give it a chance, and give it the proper amount of time that it takes. The first 3 months I didn't lose a pound, and then it was 5 pounds fell off, and then the same cycle started over again. So it's just that consistency over a long amount of time. And then when you do that, then you're proud and you're accomplished of what you have done, as opposed to crash diet where the weight falls off and then comes right back on. Yeah. So it's something that you can keep on forever, and there's just so much empowerment in that.
Yeah, so January, right around the corner, it's a time when people are trying to make changes and set goals. Instead of, I challenge you, instead of setting a specific weight loss goal or whatever, challenge yourself to track your food for 90 days. And just by the fact of tracking and following what you're eating, I promise you that's going to make your diet better. And then once you kind of get the hang of that, then you can start fine tuning it, and you develop that habit. It's gonna give you the freedom to go out and have a bad meal or a bad weekend, because you'll be able to get back on track. And it's also going to give you the ability to take control of your body. And for Meredith, she feels like, how old are you, 26? Mm-hmm. She's 26 years old, and she feels like for the first time in her life she actually has control of how her body looks, and she can do whatever she wants to with it, and it gives her the confidence to do that. So can't say enough about that. Diet is the base of the pyramid, health and fitness pyramid. So